Right, folks, we are back with another whale webinar. Max and AJ's camera decided not to work today, so they're kind of just lurking, but they're there in all their audio glory.
We are
And
here.
then,
We are here, guys.
yeah, you guys sound great. To be fair, the mic is fantastic, but no
We're
video.
actually
So,
we're in New York right now for the day.
oh, okay, amazing. That
It
makes a
must
ton
be
of
something
sense.
in the air over here that just doesn't want the camera to turn on. 'Cause it's also not working on my computer.
How odd. We've never had issues with
It's
StreamYard.
the New
StreamYard
York
just
air, you know.
It's that New York air, which that what is that? New York state of mind. Um, but we actually have before we jump into it, we brought on our Pixel PM Ilya, who actually sits across a bunch of our amazing features. So thanks for joining us, Ilya. And then we'll throw it over to AJ and Max to kind of set the stage, and then we'll toss it over to you because you have some really cool updates on a feature that I'm super excited about, and I think it's going to be really just a seismic shift in terms of giving people their time back and not really having to hover over ad accounts constantly, especially to the Australian use case was such an interesting one where somebody that lives in Australia that is actually running US ads doesn't want to, like, the time zones are just really challenging. So all the people working in Bali can now make money in the States by running US ad accounts without having to worry about that. But before the unveil happens there, AJ, Max, you want to give us kind of a skinny on where the whale app sits, what we got going on?
Yeah. So we have. Give me 1 second. Actually, there's a little bit of noise. But yeah, there's a lot coming right now. In the next 3 weeks, actually, it's pretty astonishing. I don't think the team has ever worked this quickly right now. We are simultaneously rebuilding a lot of the core infrastructure that Triple Whale uses right now. As we always do when we evolve and we scale, our infrastructure needs to scale as well. And so we got some astonishing data on how many large stores use Triple Whale today, right? It's pretty amazing. I'm not going to reveal that right now, but it's pretty amazing how many stores between $50 and $100 million a year, 100 million plus, are using Triple Whale. It was mind-boggling even to me and Max.
It's amazing to see, like, as we've upgraded the infrastructure, as we upgraded our product offering, we've successfully been able to service bigger clients, move up market.
Yeah. So in terms of what I'm most excited about, first of all, the Shopify core infrastructure is going to get updated, which will allow for better filtering. I think even the summary page speed is going to get a big bump. I don't know if anyone's realized, but a lot of since we deal with, I think, 7,000 ad accounts or something in the vicinity of that, there has been sometimes some edge cases where there have been data issues with those accounts. And we've done considerable amount of effort over the last 8 weeks or even 12 weeks on doing auto data health, going back, checking your accounts automatically every single hour. We check health backwards to make sure your data is, as Facebook, right, updates some data a week later, sometimes even more. Right now, we are very, very proud, I think, of the state of data in Triple Whale at this point, and it's going to keep on getting better. Did we talk about the key hire that we made? Well, I won't mention, but the key hire that we made. I don't think
we did. No, we
mentioned that before.
Yeah.
We mentioned the ad before, Rob, on the state of the whale. I don't remember.
I believe we touched on him a little bit, but for people that might have missed the last state of the whale, why don't you fill everybody in kind of like a Cliff Notes version?
Yeah. So basically, the person that built data's Waze is maps and had to make sure that the map quality over there competed with Google map quality, even though Google invests a lot of billions of dollars in maps every year. Is going to make sure that everyone's data, right, and the data health of Triple Whale is going to be one of the world class, I think, in terms of building. If you think of Triple Whale as a company, essentially Triple Whale is an ETL, a data warehouse, and a presenter all at the same time. And so there are a substantial amount of technological challenges that we had to overcome over the last year, and we will continue building on top of. But that's on the current product line that we already have, making our current offering. What?
I feel like a state of the whale this week would not be complete without any talk of the GTP3 chat.
Well, we'll get there.
You know what I mean?
We'll get there. But that's the core offering. But what else is coming this month? And I was thinking of compiling a tweet, sharing everything. But then I'm like, maybe let's just share it as it comes. But in the state of the whale, I feel like we can be a little looser.
We're loose.
So Amazon, three APIs are coming: Seller Center, FBA, and the ads. We're bringing all three of those together because we don't think we can give you a complete picture of how your Amazon account's doing without all three of those. Amazon's APIs are notoriously bad to work with. If you're planning on working with the APIs, be wary. Even GPT-3 can't write you a good review of how the API works.
Well done. Well done.
And then we had to
plug it. We had to plug it somehow.
Yeah, Ilya is going to present soon a product that we're very, very proud about. We're working on for a very long time. We have QuickBooks and Xero that came earlier this week. I'm going to announce it, I think, Sunday or Monday after they upgrade some of the UI over there. A version 1 of the forecasting tool, inventory forecasting, is coming as well next week. Product analytics are coming by the end of this month. We'll talk more about those later, what they do. And we have a project called Project Mission Impossible, but Lighthouse is coming as well. We have something very exciting in generative AI coming. We have something very exciting on analytics. We have a lot. I think at the end of this month, media buying as we know it will have changed. The way people buy media on Facebook specifically will change for Triple Whale merchants, and hopefully that brings a flood of people into Triple Whale. Because, and this is the exciting thing, everything that we are building right now, I think we can say this because we know it's true for our current customers. If you're not a current customer, join right now. But everything that we're building right now will come in the same price of your current Triple Whale subscription. Besides the generative AI, there'll be a price for the actual generation of the creatives over there. Yep. But there's some features that we're launching right now that other companies charge the same amount of the full subscription that Triple Whale charges right now, all coming in our current price point. And the reason we're doing that is because we really want to help our merchants be more successful with the tools that we deliver. And we want as many of them to adopt them as soon as possible because we think they're going to be real changers for the way people run their store.
Totally agree. And if you need any more fuel on that fire, we're actually doing a collaboration with one of the top CRO firms in the country. And so if you buy a Pixel today or anytime before the end of the year, you'll get entered into a raffle for it's like almost like a $2,000 audit for your site. So not only will you have the best MarTech stack, but your site will be totally optimized. So it'll be new year, new you, and you'll be printing money.
Yeah. So without further ado, Ilya, why don't you show a little bit about what the team's been working on for like 6 weeks right now? This project is something that me and Max have wanted to do this since we started, but it's not a small project.
We couldn't do it in day one because the data broke from Facebook. You know?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sure. So I just want to start by saying that we know that the life of a marketer is hard. There's just a lot of exciting and creative elements that go into the life of a marketer, but then there are also a lot of boring tasks, the ones that probably nobody really likes. So like every day, marketers would look at hundreds of their ads. They would check how much those ads are spending, what's their performance, and then they will use their logic to change budgets on those ads, turn them on, turn them off. And that's just for today's performance. Then you would look at the last 7 days, and then you would look at last 30 days, maybe last 60 days, and you would optimize and make changes again and again. So you go through all of those ads multiple times, day after day, and it doesn't matter if you're sick or you're not feeling well, you still have to do that job. And that's why we built Rules Engine, which we are now testing with some of our customers. And we see the engine do hundreds of actions on behalf of our customers. So some of them, I think, Rabah, you alluded to in the beginning of this event, some of them are far away from where their customers. So they are in Australia and the customers are in US. And so they had to wake up every night, every couple of hours, and go and check the rules and adjust the spending, adjust the budgets, just turn ads on and off. And that was just super time consuming, doesn't lead to very good quality of life. And now with the Rules Engine, they can use the pixel data, so your first party data from your shop. It can be used to optimize your spending. And so the way it works is right now we're starting just with Facebook, but soon we'll add other platforms like Google Ads, TikTok, and you within your Pixel product, you've got a rules engine. You can turn on our recommended strategy, which consists of multiple rules at the same time, but you don't have to. You can create your own rules, and you can use some of the templates that we provide you to start. You define certain conditions. Like my campaign's Facebook spend in the last 70 hours should be 2.5 times my campaign's Facebook daily spend, daily budget. And you can have as many conditions here as you want, and then an action. I want the budget to be decreased, or I want that to be turned on or turned off. You can also apply filters so that certain rules work only against a subset of your campaigns, ad sets, or ads. And then you just turn it on and magic happens. You get to more time to sleep. You get more time to think about creative tasks. So you get just more out of your job.
That is so cool. And then to AJ's point as well, this is all going to be available to everyone, correct? Or at no extra cost?
That's correct. That will be available for free to all the customers that have Pixel.
Yeah. And I think it's important to note the big lift from a value proposition for what we do for our customers really is when we talk about the Solana triple whale, right? We centralize, we visualize, and this is finally the automation step, right? And this is step one of the automation step. Two other parts that are coming with the rules engine, or slightly after, about a week after, is going to be anomaly detection, which I think is a very, very big part. If you're running ads or you're running rules, you want to know when something's going off. You want to know when something's wrong, whether that's you ran out of inventory or a landing page conversion rates dropping, or just your pacing wrong, right, today. And the only way to know about that right now is literally to find out after it happened, right? Or while it, like usually mid when it's happening. We're going to be able to show you that in real time and let you know. So that's going to save you a ton of time. That plus rules. And we've also done a really cool analysis where we run some basic AI to figure out when's the best time to buy on Facebook per day and per hour. I think we're going to launch it first per day. I mean, we'll show you the per hour and per day breakdown in a recommendation, but the triple whale strategy is going to be a per day strategy. I don't think we're going to do day parting midday right now as a strategy to start with. We'll first test it out, but it will allow you, let's say, to decrease the budgets over the weekend automatically by 50%. Yeah, I would love this as a media buyer, and I can't wait for our media buyers to start experiencing this. I think it's really, really a big upgrade. And Ilya and team, really amazing work on building this out. It's not a small product. I think the unique thing about this compared to other products on the market, besides all the AI features that have come, like best time to buy, anomaly detection, is the fact that you have first-party data. I think we are the first provider in the world to provide first-party data and rules in one tool, so you don't have to buy two tools for that, as well as blended data, right? See, the ability to create rules off my, hey, if my blended ROAS equals X, that's how I would run our store in Madison Braids.
Incredible.
Right?
Yeah.
So blended equals X keeps scaling. That's like I remember, who was it at the Dubai Rabah that presented that really
Emmanuel.
Right.
Marengo, amazing guy. Really good.
Shout out to Emmanuel. I think he gave a talk about how he used to scale the ads like 50K a day based on blended, right? If I'm not mistaken. And so there's going to be, I think there's going to be an exciting amount of new ways that you can start running ad accounts. And I'm really hoping the community and in Norwell Nation, really, we start seeing all these new strategies that people test, right? And I have no clue what they're going to be, but I'm sure they're going to be a lot of them, right? And hopefully it will be a fun time in the community. I also think a very exciting thing, something I actually tweeted about more than a year ago, was the ability to create rules off the blended. So this is like the ability to create a rule off a blended, not the blended store, but blended SKUs. So what I mean by that is if you're running an ad direct to a product, we can know exactly how much you made on that SKU and how much you spent on that SKU. Even if you're running it to a collection page or your home page, we know exactly who buys from where. So we can actually divide the spend. Let's say 20% of your customers that come to your homepage buy product, let's say Lulu 2-strand by us, right? So we can then take the spend and divide it by 20% of the spend that's happening on your homepage goes to the Lulu 2-strand. And like this, you can create blended rules on SKU level as well. So blended store level, blended SKU level, and first-party data and Facebook data. I think that is going to completely change the way people run their ads. So yeah, this is a very exciting launch. Ilya.
And you can run the rules every 15 minutes if you want to.
So
they react really fast.
Yeah. And on top of that, we have a product called Lighthouse, which is basically it's an assistant that's going to live in the summary page. And over there, you'll be able to you'll be able to directly from there turn on the rules, so you won't have to come even into the pixel page. And we will also deliver you reports every single day, I think, Ilya, right? About how the rules have affected your ads, what's gone on, what's gone off, how much money we saved you, how much money we're making for you. And so this is definitely the next stage in the evolution of Triple Whale. I honestly think all the media buyers and agencies that are using Triple Whale ought to get to know this tool ASAP when it comes out next week. Like, I think everyone should spend, a couple of hours getting to know how to use it. The future of this is going to be even crazier. Like, the next iteration of the rules is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, but I don't think we want to talk about it right now.
Yeah, and just one other thing to note here. As I mentioned, we have a recommended strategy, which right now includes 6 different rules that we've vetted with the multiple marketers. But the best thing is that if you enable the strategy, we will constantly update it. As we're going to build more, let's say, AI products and just more features, that strategy will evolve. So you won't have to go and fine-tune it all the time. We'll be doing that.
Ilya, could you explain?
Yeah, what are some
Could you
of these?
explain what the strategy is? Can you go into it a little bit?
So this strategy focuses on campaigns, ad sets, and ads. And what it tries to do is it tries to just shift your spending towards those entities that have a higher ROAS than your average ROAS for your account, and decrease the spending on those entities that have a lower ROAS. So it gradually shifts, like day after day, it gradually shifts your spend towards what's actually working well for you.
Wow.
I mean, that makes sense.
Can I try that right now?
That's trippy. Wow. And these are pre-built, so I can just click on this and add it.
And
Yes,
Ilya,
you just click on this checkbox and the strategy is enabled. But if you don't want to do that, you can create your own rule, and then you either fill it out yourself if you know what you're doing, or you just go with the recommended templates here, choose any one of them, and then you adjust the template as much as you like.
That's crazy. And Ilya, this dynamically works. So it's not like
Yeah.
$50. It dynamically
True.
these are all dynamic averages, right? That are relevant to
True.
your store.
You can either in the conditions you can compare your metrics, like my Facebook spend, against absolute number, or you can choose a formula mode, and then you say, I want my Facebook ad spend to be 2.5 CPMs. I don't know. That's a weird one, but just like any metric. So you can compare any metric to any other metric.
That's very cool.
Wow.
Like, people sometimes say like either Triple Whale reports higher or lower than Facebook, but it doesn't actually matter in these rules, because if you optimize off of first-party data, specifically, I think one-click data is the gold standard of optimization, and whatever the Triple Whale number is, we will shift your spend from the lower to the higher, right? And so this should automatically get you better results. Yeah, it's pretty magical, actually.
And what's coming next week is simulation. So you'll just click on a button to see what would happen if I was to launch the rule right now. We would run the rule behind the scene for you without making any changes to your account. We'll just say, right, we've just run the rule. These are the ad sets and ads and campaigns that would be affected, and then this ones will be turned on, this one will be turned off, this is how much budget will shift.
Really cool.
So yeah, and then you can fine-tune the rule until you feel confident that this rule is what exactly doing what you want it to do.
Wow. Take a back seat, GPT-3. Let's go. We have our own. That's amazing. That is really cool.
Rules are not set. So in the realm of AI, actually rules are part of the AI family, but they're the lowest, I think, form of the AI family. I do think this over time is.
This is the engine behind.
Not really, because a full-on AI assistant would actually write its own rules and dynamic rules for you. It wouldn't be a hard rule. No, so it wouldn't even use this system. We will end up disrupting ourselves over here, but this is definitely a good first step to help our merchants do a better job. And hopefully, if you're an agency, this should save you guys an insane amount of time. If you're a store, this should enable you as an in-house marketer to do a better job, or your agency to do a better job. Either way, this is a win-win for everyone right now. And,
you get to focus more time on creative work than on clicking.
And also over there, we'll be helping you, right? So also on the creative work, we'll be helping you as well.
I think that's so neat. And so I guess just to kind of give the synopsis. So these rules will be, if you have a Pixel, when are we rolling these out? Next week-ish? Or we
next
still?
next Thursday.
Oh, wow. So this is
So
coming soon.
one
How
week from now,
cool.
and we've got right now a couple dozen alpha testers who are using
Yep.
these rules, and we're doing like
Yep.
hundreds of changes on their behalf.
Yeah. Could
Thousands.
you talk about like the initial tests? How many customers are there that are testing it right now? How many rules we're evaluating or conditions, and how many actions we're taking?
Yeah, I believe there at least last night there were 10 customers using it with 50,000 evaluations performed in just in one day. So 50,000 times we checked something on their behalf and made, I think, 200 changes in their account.
That's crazy, guys. So like humans would have to do those checks, right? So we got someone looking at your account every single 15 minutes, evaluating all these conditions to figure out where you're spending your optimal amount of money or not. Wow, it's mind blowing. Very, very, very cool.
Phenomenal work, Ilya and team.
Thank you.
Great job,
That's
man.
all the team. Yep.
Yeah, this is incredible. And then will these rules be account wide, or will they be per triple L basis? So what I mean by that is, say I make a rule in my triple L instance, can you then see that rule as well, Ilya, or is it only at the user level? Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Oh, it's per account. So if you and me both work on the same shop,
account.
We have both access to the same store. I create the rule, then you come in and you can turn it on, turn it off, change it, do whatever you want.
Wow, that's next level. So wow, that is really cool. And then AJ, when are we rolling out?
This will only work as an important message for all triple L customers if your UTMs are set up properly. There's like a number, right, that we need to threshold of how many UTMs and tracking is set up properly. Just make sure when you come in to get the rules enabled that all your tracking is set up properly, because obviously it's built off of the tracking, right? And so it's a prerequisite.
Yeah, and if it's not set up correctly, we will let you know that you cannot enable the rule until you fix it, and we'll.
Do you need 100% of your ads UTM?
No, there is a threshold which is fairly high, but it's not 100%.
What is it? Like 70, 80%? What's the threshold?
I think it's right now. It's like at 80% of your orders should be matched to any of your campaigns.
Okay, that makes sense. Listen, UTM. Me and Max were talking about this. Like the UTM setup, Max. When we were running before iOS 14.5 and we were using Google Analytics, and Max wanted to have visibility. Even in the good old days, you needed visibility, right? And Max, let's get UTMs in. It took me. I didn't set them up. I started working in Madison Braids and finished working in Madison Braids. And my first task was to set up UTMs, and I never did. And so we understand it's hard, especially when you're running high. Like big campaigns with a lot of spend to actually switch everything over immediately. But I think 80% does make sense, Ilya, over there. So yeah, definitely a big next week for us. And the following week is a huge week, and the following week was a huge week. So I think like every single week we have a lot of presents coming for the holidays. Let's put it that
Busy
way.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
That's amazing. We also have a gift guide coming out as well. So not only presents through actual triple L, but we're going to be highlighting a lot of our awesome. We have just so we have a activations channel, and I always just see the coolest stores just come through. I mean, I would argue we have the coolest subset of customer stores. Like our stores are just so cool, and our community is amazing. AJ, we're pushing up against it. So rules are coming out next week. Week after, do you want to talk about releases, or we'll just wait until next week to drop that?
The week after, I'm hoping Amazon's out.
Yeah.
The week after that, but it may not be, and maybe the following week.
Okay.
Lighthouse will be rolling out in alpha mode the following week. So customers that are
really,
we don't have a form to fill. Yeah, but Lighthouse is going to be there. Anomaly detection and some very other cool stuff are coming over there. A full new design to the side menu. Again, beautiful, like
it's
really
stunning.
gorgeous.
It's going to condense. It's going to make it simple.
Yeah. The whole app is getting a huge facelift and a real functionality lift, where triple L will start being smart. Being smart. Not only present you data, so you have to be smart. That's sort of the era we're moving into with AI, right? Where actually we do things for you, and this is a very, very exciting start for us.
AJ, you have a question in the comments from Yvonne. WooCommerce. Any plans on that?
Sadly, no queues right now. Sadly, not.
In 2023, I bet we could.
We don't have it right now in the roadmap. Why not?
I don't know.
We're building so much and so much value, and right now we have 7,000 brands in Triple Whale plus.
Yep.
There's
Yep.
another 200,000 brands to go in Shopify, and
Yep.
so there's another, I'm sure, 200,000 on Woo. But we want to keep on adding value. Believe me, when we do come to Woo, we're going to come with a splash, right? Everyone.
I see what you did there. Well played. You're on your game, AJ. You're on your game.
Right, the splash. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, we also have a secret project actually that went into production today. I can't talk about it, but very, very excited for that project that went into production today. And we also have another secret POC. Max. We have a POC, guys. We pull this off. E-commerce is going to change forever, and I think we will pull off in the next 3 months. It really will change forever. Like the rules is cool, but this will change everything again. It'll make the rules easier to use. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it right now, but related to GPT, right? That's all we can say.
It's gonna be big.
Speaking of the super secret project, it was actually really funny because I think this is the first time somebody had more aggressive timelines than AJ. Or Liad was like, no, we're actually going to get it done X instead of Y. That was kind of a really funny story. He's a very, very good culture fit, and just wicked smart. Just really, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty rare to find someone that's more ambitious on everything, right? Like he's more ambitious on you and data everything by him.
He's done it before.
Is just he's done it at scale, right? So okay, this project we're going to launch, we're going to benchmark ourselves against the best, and we're going to make sure we're always best. It's very, very, very inspiring to see someone of that caliber come. And as I honestly think that when people look back, it'll be like his gig won't be the Waze gig. It will be the Triple Whale gig, right? I mean,
let's go. Wow. I love that.
Waze, I think Waze's team, by the way, Waze is the Google Maps team got combined right now because Google's under pressure, financial pressure apparently, so I have to combine them.
Kind of though. They roll up to Alphabet now, so they can do some financial trickery. But
Triple Whale's not.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting too. So Waze said no to Facebook, even though they offered them more money because they didn't want to. They were contingent upon that was them moving to Menlo Park, and they wanted to stay in Israel.
It's interesting. Facebook actually
ended
up opening up a big center in Israel, which is
look at that.
Facebook.
The irony of ironies.
Yeah. If we're a couple more minutes, we're talking about GPT chat for 2 minutes. I think that blows my mind most. First of all, GPT chat, if anyone didn't play around with it, please just go play around, get lost. It's a wonder of a tool. I think Ilya can talk about this. Ilya, why don't you talk about 2 minutes? You built a Chrome extension that we're going to submit to the App Store that checks Pixel, right? If the Pixel is installed properly in 2 hours, right?
In just 2 hours, to give me the first version of the extension that checks for the pixel, whether it's like headless version, it should be headless or not. And so does some basic checks. It really helps people build POC products much quicker.
How long would that have taken you without using?
Just because I have never built a Chrome extension before, it would have taken me like 8, maybe more hours, so just like trial and error. And I was able to just do it way quicker with GPT.
It's insane. So wow. The thing that blows my mind most about it, first of all, the technology, obviously, but the fact that Google, that is the king of AI, right? And they talk about themselves as the AI company, and they really have been, and they are, has gotten outplayed by a small startup. It's pretty mind blowing if you think about it. The Whisper AI, the Whisper API right now.
I mean, Sam's a G though. Sam's a once in a lifetime type of entrepreneur.
Sam is, I respect Sam a lot, and I think he's amazing. I think he tweeted today he doesn't deserve as much credit as people think compared to the team. I honestly think the culture that he built obviously helped, and the bet to go after general artificial intelligence as a mission statement is a pretty bold mission statement to go after. Yeah. I mean, in Triple Whale, I don't know where we'll end up, but part of the thesis behind Triple Whale was let humans do what they do best and let machines do the rest. But the theory still is
that will
we're
not
going to
die.
build these small assistants, right? The theory is that we're going to build these assistants that help you do your job, right? So a Facebook media buying assistant, an inventory assistant, a financial assistant, but these assistants are going to be specialized in their vertical, right? Versus just going after AGI as like a general mission. I do think companies like Triple Whale that have unique data flywheels like Triple Whale does will end up being like
Very, very meaningful.
very, very meaningful. I also think that companies in the health, there's a lot of, anyhow, the fact that Google's API for their voice recognition is worse than OpenAI's is mind-boggling. Like, I get why Google wouldn't release a GPT-3 chat like bot because it literally threatens search, right?
Yep.
And so, even if they have the technology, they wouldn't launch it. But the fact that we sit on Google Cloud and the APIs that we have access to on Google Cloud in terms of AI, text classification are worse than OpenAI does is mind-blowing. It's just, I think it's a big lesson.
Slow it down a bit.
No, it's a big lesson. I think for startups around the world. I think it's exciting to see. Hey, you can take on a big company in their own game, the biggest company in their own game, and still beat them to the punchline. That doesn't mean that this is the last punch, right? I'm sure Google will come back roaring with some amazing AI. I do not think that Google is over, or you should short Google stock in any way. But I think even though it's a short, brief time, someone blindsided one of the big companies with like, it's mind blowing. What do you guys think? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's exciting time for everybody, including Google. They have now to figure out how to survive in a world where everybody generates a lot of pretty convincing text, and so they need to do probably more in identifying that AI generated text.
You're saying that's going to be a challenge of its own, like what's valuable information and what's not in this new sea.
Yeah, do you need a page with hundreds of links, or do you want a one paragraph answer?
It's the latter.
Good question.
How do you verify that paragraph answer?
That's what gets interesting to me.
And that also freaks me out a little bit.
Do you verify a lot of information you see on socials?
But I think it's interesting. I think Ben Shapiro had a part which was interesting, that it seemed like GPT-3 was left-winging versus right-winging. And I wonder, is there going to be a battle over there where there's two versions, like they were talking about other things? It's a fascinating world, I think, that we're entering into with these assistants, and how they shake up the world. It's a brave new world. I look at my kids and I'm wondering, are they GPTs? What are they? It's really, these are really existential questions.
I think it gets into some really interesting intellectual property as well, because all of this is taking other people's work and kind of synthesizing it into an answer. And at what point do you stop owning, like if I wrote a blog post and stuff like that, that's technically like my intellectual property. And if you're using it to derive value from it, at what point, like, is that like, you know what I'm saying? And so I think there could be an instance of a lot of walled gardens where a lot of people are just going to have some sort of way where, like, kind of like a no follow link, if you will. And start to guard their own content, which is going to be pretty detrimental to the open World Wide Web. But I don't know. It's really interesting because at the end of the day, it seems almost barbaric to search in a box, have to go through all these links, click a link, go there, horrible website, get out of that versus you just type it into a box. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Max, how much did you learn in the last 48 hours?
All I know is I was sitting on a meeting with the AI team that we have.
They were mentioning algorithms.
Yvonne and Leon and AJ, and I knew nothing. And I just had the bot open the whole time, learning right there. I'm like,
what's this? What's that?
Yeah,
algorithm?
I'm pretty much holding. You know?
And Max is like, why don't you use this model? It's like, it's really, I think education.
I also had it planned vacation for my family, like itinerary, give me day by day what to do for a family.
That's crazy.
3 kids in different cities. It was amazing.
I wonder what.
I missed a friend's wedding by accident. Okay, he's in a different state, whatever. Feel bad. I'm like, I need to write something. I need to write an apology letter. And it wrote me like a template to use to apologize for this.
It's crazy.
We talked about actually the last ad spend, but some gal asked GPT-3 to write a letter from Santa to her child, telling them they're not real. And it's like this most mind-blowing, it's the most beautiful written letter ever. It's incredible. Speaking of,
Wow.
AJ tasked our head of customer success, Chaim, to figure out cool ways to leverage OpenAI, and Chaim sourced all of the most frequently asked questions from our chat and then asked the chat GPT, and he made this amazing knowledge base. And what'd you say, AJ? Under an hour, like 50 some
Yeah.
minutes?
An hour.
Look at this thing.
It's 28 pages.
Click on one.
the-
Rabah, let's look at one.
These are incredible. Okay, so what are the most important business metrics I should be paying attention to for scaling my e-commerce brand? There are many different metrics that are important for blah, 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 blah. Revenue, gross margin, CAC, CLV, traffic, and conversion. Like, these are really actually like strong answers.
There's two ways to improve marketing efficiency ratio.
Where is my should optimize?
Where'd it go? I just saw it.
Should I optimize my ads? Should I optimize my ads for
Wait.
CPA?
Go to
This is a good question, right?
Oh, that is.
I did a whole video. Remember when we
Yeah.
were playing around with
Triple
Triple A
Mamas.
University? I did a whole like super deep dive on this, and it's incredible.
It's one
Which
of the
one,
first
Max?
things you like wrote about. Do the
Yeah.
explain attribution to me as if I were a 7-year-old child.
Well, that's interesting.
Right there, number one. See that?
Okay, so here's the prompt.
Great.
Please explain marketing attribution to me as if I were a 7-year-old child. Sure. Let me explain marketing attribution in a way that a 7-year-old child might understand. Marketing attribution is a way of understanding how different marketing activities contribute to the success of a business. Imagine you have a lemonade stand, always classic. There's always money in the lemonade stand. And you want to sell as much lemonade as possible. You might try different things to get people to buy your lemonade, such as putting up signs, giving out free samples, or offering discounts. Marketing attribution helps you understand which of these activities are most effective at getting people to buy your lemonade. For example, you might find that putting up signs is the most effective way to get people to buy your lemonade. In this case, you would give the signs the most quote unquote credit for the success of your lemonade stand. This helps you understand which activities are most effective so you can do more of them and sell even more lemonade. Overall, marketing attribution is a way of understanding which activities are most effective at helping a business succeed.
It is a little, Ilya, you're right. It's wordy. It's wordy.
Big
I
general.
think it's going to get better at being less wordy, but this is still, I asked it for an e-commerce analytics platform roadmap. It gave me a roadmap.
It gave me an org chart. Like for,
so does it mean that Triple Whale is now coming to every lemonade stand next to you?
Possibly. I mean, the too long didn't read here is it gets you to 80 to 90% of the way. I think there's still a place for human intervention, but it's just pretty incredible for especially content generation, where a lot of times the 0 to 1 is really hard. And if you can just get to like 0.8 and then the human can take over and kind of massage and make it really, really, it's the most transformative technology. The M1 in the Mac was really crazy. And then before that,
I wouldn't compare this.
iPhone.
I wouldn't compare this to M1. I would compare this to an iPhone.
Yeah,
iPhone was
iPhone
crazy. I don't know. The M1 was insane. The first time you use an M1 processor, you're like, how? So fast.
It's bigger? No, I don't think so.
You would not have gotten to this without the iPhone.
No, but I think this is gonna end up being bigger. I think this is
I think it
on
would have
the
been
realm
bigger,
of like, yeah.
Here's
This is like the car versus the horse. Like, you know,
Yes.
like the airplane versus the car. Like the horse.
It's definitely a paradigm shift for sure. But do you think, here's the question, because the iPhone is objectively the most successful product ever launched in pretty much any metric you can think of. Do you think that OpenAI will overtake the success of the iPhone, AJ?
In terms of financial success, no.
Yeah, in terms of
they're capped on their financial upside at $100 billion.
Oh, that's right. They have that weird thing.
Even without that, I'm not sure they would be able to, just because like I don't know if the protocol level is going to be where most of the value accrues on this evolution. And so my feeling is what they're building is more like the rails of the internet, like the HTTPS. Like I don't know how many people actually got value of the HTTP, even the Chrome as like like the browser didn't accrue most of the value. It wasn't Netscape, right? It was Google, right? So the application level of it will.
To push back, I mean, the Explorer was a huge boost for Microsoft.
But not even close.
They got in trouble. They got in trouble for it.
But not even close to the magnitude that we're talking about for Google. Anyhow, bottom line is, I think from a technological revolution, it's as big. I think as big as a personal computer. honestly, fully played out.
That's interesting.
And bigger than the iPhone, and as a value accruing to the people, I think we're too early. Like, it's possible that OpenAI is MySpace, right? It's very, very hard to know. Like, are they going to be the people that actually accrue? Maybe it's this other startup that no one's heard about that's going to leapfrog them with better, or maybe it's Google, right? It's very hard to know who's actually going to win. I think we're way too early. People that assume that because OpenAI has 2 million users on GPT chat, therefore they have no, there's a huge interest here. Someone else can launch a little better product and get 2 million users the next day as well. Like, I don't think there's any lock-in here yet, and I don't think this market's settled. I think OpenAI has done a fantastic job at leading the way. And that's what I will say right now. And I'm very, very excited to see where they as a team take it to the future. And congrats to that team for doing fantastic work.
Yeah. I'm with
and
you.
you can look at the example of Lensa, which just did like 10 or 11 million, I think, in the first week after launching their avatars.
I just bought like 3 packs of avatars for the whole family.
I saw that, Max. Yours looks great. Yeah, you changed all your WhatsApp and Slack.
What was it?
Where's that data, by the way?
People are sharing on Twitter that I think in the first week, Lensa approximately earned like $10 or $11 million by selling avatars.
I mean, they're the number one. So if anyone goes to the App Store right now and goes to the most downloaded apps, the first 4 apps are like I have 1, 2, 3, 4 apps out of the top 6 are AI related images.
All of my TikTok ads are now avatars.
That's
incredible. They said they made $500,000 in one day.
Wow.
From the avatars. That's not nothing.
But this technology still has ways to go. It's like 20 minutes to get. It's
expensive also.
Yeah, it's like ways to go here. Ways to go in terms of where the technology ends up.
Yeah.
I think we can wrap up, guys. Okay, Rabah,
Ilya, thanks for coming on, man. It was great to have you.
Sure.
Thank you. Team.
Amazing work.
Team over there.
Yeah, amazing work. Super awesome to get these rules engines out. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe to our incredible newsletter. It goes out every Tuesday, Thursday, called Whale Mail. You can go to triplewhale.com/whalemail. If you're not involved with Triple Whale already, you can go sign up today at triplewhale.com. And if you buy a Pixel, you'll automatically get entered into a raffle for almost a $2,000 CRO audit for free. So definitely go do that. AJ, Max, any other closing things that people need to know about?
No, exciting 3 weeks, guys. A lot of presents for the holidays. Let's go. Get on Triple Whale if you're not on yet to get those rules. They will make your lives easier and get you more money and save you money, right?
Yeah, the rules are going to be transformative. I love it. Ilya, anything else?
Just launching next week.
Amazing. And then, Max, what you got for me?
What do I have? What do I not have? No, there's a lot of good stuff going on, guys. We're excited and gonna keep crushing it for you guys.
Amazing.
Scale your business.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, and by the way, we have an incredible Slack community. If you are Triple Whale, only exclusive to paying Triple Whale customers, but called Narwhal Nation. So definitely jump into that. We're actually recruiting for a new beta program. So if you do want to get on the front edge and want to kind of play with the latest, greatest Triple Whale stuff that hasn't been totally tested and not 100% bulletproof, and you just like to ride the lightning, let us know. We can get you in that as well. Max, AJ, enjoy New York. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. And same to you, Ilya. You're just really crushing it over there. A PM for the ages, this one. And so really appreciate all your hard work. And we also appreciate all the awesomeness that the community provides. We have the best users, and we appreciate you guys tuning in every Thursday for State of the Whale. So that's all we got. We appreciate you guys, and stay tuned for the rules launch next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.